Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by my good friends at PTI, Packaging Technologies Inspection, to talk about inspecting and testing blister packs for leaks. And today, my guests are Joerg Reinecke and Ed Mancini. And Joerg is calling in from a lovely part of Germany, and Ed has taken the effort to get through the floods in New York today to get to the office to do the testing and doing the demo for us today. So Ed, I really appreciate it. Lovely to see you both, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Hi.
It's good to see you both. And Ed, I put a Yankees jersey up just for you because you're in New York, and now I've found out you're a Mets fan. So there you go. What can I do? When you try and keep people happy, you still can't do it.
What can I tell you?
Never mind. So before we start talking about testing blister packs, would one of you be kind enough to give viewers a quick overview of PTI and also your own roles and experience as well?
Yeah.
Would you like to start?
My pleasure to do this. I'm Joerg Reinecke. I'm responsible for sales for PTI in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. I work for PTI, headquartered in New York since 35 years, and these gentlemen take care for deterministic container closure integrity testing technologies. And yeah, this is super important for patient safety.
Brilliant. And Ed, what's your role in your background?
Well, I joined PTI back in 2015 as a sales engineer, taking care of North America. Then I've had various positions in operations, quality here, field service, support. And now I am the application engineering manager for the AE team.
Fantastic. And you're actually in PTI's brand new demo suite or updated demo suite, however you like to phrase it.
This is our new demo suite and our new renovated upper floor. We expanded this past year, added another 15,000 square feet of office space. So yes, it's quite nice. We use this not just for demos, we also use it for proof of concepts and feasibility studies.
Brilliant. All right, so the first question, very basic, is why is it important to test blister packs for leaks? And a secondary question is, what are the challenges around testing those packs?
Yeah, as for any parental container or pharmaceutical container, as well as for blister packs, it's important to understand if your packaging has a leak or not. You need to, and you want to protect, in that case of blister packs, your tablets, let's say, against oxygen or humidity from the environment.
Right. Okay. And what are the sort of challenges then in testing blister packs?
Ed, please go ahead.
All right. The challenges are the number of different styles of blister packs a customer can have.
Right.
So therefore, what's unique with our system, our OptiPac, is that it's a toolless system. So I could simply test a package like this, a simple 2x5, or I could test a package like this just by selecting the correct recipe. It's toolless. That's a very cost-effective way to do it. And it's a non-destructive, deterministic test. So we have quantitative data to back up the results that we achieve.
Right. I mean, so apart from the OptiPac system, how have people traditionally tested blister packs than previously?
Joerg?
Yeah, you have always two choices. One choice is the old probabilistic method. For example, with methylene blue, the so-called blue dye test. You take the blister pack, you immerse into blue dye solution, you pull a vacuum, you go back to ambient, and then you have to destroy the blister to see if the blue dye sits somewhere inside the cavity. So this is a destructive probabilistic test. It doesn't return any data to you.
Right.
And the exact opposite is this toolless, deterministic, non-destructive, no sample preparation OptiPac technology. Ed will present to us today.
Brilliant. All right. And you talked about it being non-destructive and also being able to use or test different types of packs then. Are there other things which are unique about the technology, Ed?
Well, what's unique about this technology is that it's very intuitive to train new package styles, step-by-step approach that guides the operator into training. Second thing that's unique, we have an auto calibration feature in it. So you could do a validation on the system by simply a touch of a single button.
Brilliant. Now, I understand you're going to give us a demo of the OptiPac system.
Yes, I am. And what I'm going to do now is share this screen. I'll put everyone down here so we can see each other. So what I'm doing here on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see the HMI of the OptiPac. And this is a 21 CFR Part 11 compliance system out of the box. And what I'm going to demonstrate here, this point of view, is I'm going to put this 2.5 on the system. Now, very simply, I'm going to put it down here, close it, and I'm going to select the recipe. Selecting recipes is quite simple. You have a list of recipes that are already programmed. The 2.5 meg, I'm going to then click on the batch title. You need to put in a unique batch title. I'm going to do it from my screen so it's a little easier for everyone to see. And then I'm going to start the batch. Once the batch starts, you're going to see, you can see in the screen, you have a start button that will illuminate. We're in test mode. I simply press the button and we're performing a test. The way the system works is volumetric imaging, meaning that we're going to pull down to a deep vacuum. We're going to let it sit there for a period of time so that if you have a cavity that's leaking, gases come out of the cavity. Then we come up to a lesser vacuum where instead of being domed, it will become flat. And then we're going to do imaging and volumetric measurements of the cavity itself to see the change from when it was nominal to at the end of the test. And in this example, it's showing here that all the cavities in this 2.5 are good. Now, if I put a cavity blister pack in there, as you can see here, I have it marked. And the orientation doesn't matter. I could put it on the system just like this, all right? Then I click on start. And now we're performing another test. As you can see on the screen, not only do you get a pass or fail result, you get the actual gain settings, we call them gain, of each individual cavity, the results.
And so it doesn't matter what shape or how many tablets are in the blister pack, you can fit that as long as it fits onto that plate. It will.
That is correct.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then as you can see here, not only does it show as a failure, it's actually showing the location of the failure.
Right. Okay. That's really interesting. So what's the smallest leak it can detect then?
The smallest leak the system can detect is a 5 micron defect.
Right. Okay. And obviously I saw that it's quite easy for an operator to change it. So it's as simple as that to change the different types of blister packs that you want to test.
Yeah, I just simply end the batch, and now I'm going to select, I call it a 7 count, say okay. I'm going to give it batch title. Then I'm going to hit start batch. And you can see there's a representation of the recipe that I'm currently running with an image of the blister pack style.
Right.
Then I'm simply going to put this on the plate and press start.
And does the testing time take the same for each style of packaging, or no matter how many tablets you've got on it, or does it take a different length of time depending on what type of blister pack you put in?
It will take a different amount of time based on the cavity sizes of the blister pack you're inspecting and the leak size you wish to detect.
Right. Okay.
The system's capable of going down to 5 micron. Most customers are looking for 10, 15 micron defects in a blister pack.
Right. And is a system like this, can it be automated so you can test a number of packs, in a run, or does it have to be sort of manually changed as you're demonstrating?
Currently with the system, it's a standalone offline system that you're manually changing the packs one at a time.
Right.
And then you see how it found a defective cavity within this blister pack. And what's unique about this too, you can see that this pack has 7 cavities. Even they don't have to be uniform. They don't have to be like a 2x5 or a 5x5 or a 10x10. You can have missing cavity voids and we're still able to detect the good cavities.
Fantastic.
And the defective ones. Now, what I'd like to show you is that I'm going to end this batch. And I'm going to go over to the reports and go to the batch results. And here we can look at reports for everything for the past year, 7 days. I'm going to pick today. And I'm going to pick the most recent one we just did, the 7 count. Here's our report. Now, everything is stored in a SQL Server database. So data integrity is utmost for 21 CFR Part 11 compliance. But now you have the recipe name, the batch title, a representation of the blister pack style that you're testing. And on page 1, you have all your references, everything that was used to perform the test. On page 2, you now have, for a pass test, you're going to get the results for each individual cavity and a pass. If you have a fail, you're going to get the quantitative data along with an image and a representation of which cavity is defective. So later on, an operator or a technician, they could go to QC, they could evaluate it, see what was the cause of the failure. The system has an audit trail when a recipe is run, basically the ID of the system, when the batch was loaded, when it was closed, when it was viewed, and you have signatures that can be applied as well. So you have reviewers who are allowed to review the data, and then you have approvers. And obviously, I can't approve my own work.
Sure.
So down here, if I wanted to, I could click on review, which was down here. I'm pointing at the screen here. I tell them that, yes, I am reviewing this. Then I'm going to put in, looks great.
Yep.
And then say review. And then it's going to ask for my password. I'm logged on as a PTI admin. This is a 2-step authentication. Let me see if I remember this. And bingo. Now, if I refresh the screen, because this is in the SQL Server database, so it's going to reconstitute the report. There we are. I go down to page 2, and now you see PTI min looks great with a new date timestamp, and even in the batch report audit trail where it's showing that it's been reviewed again. We always have the number of pages listed here and a print timestamp when the report was generated. And the nice thing about this, they could be printed to a local printer that's on the network, or you can simply save it. I could save it as a PDF. I could even import it into Excel as a CSV file. Since the SQL Server database is where all the data is stored and can't be manipulated, if you want to do further additional analysis on the data, simply import it into a spreadsheet. We have all these choices.
Brilliant.
And on the system itself, we have right here is a USB port. So you simply plug in a memory stick and you could retrieve the data that way if you want a hard copy of an individual report.
Brilliant. Fantastic. So if we can stop the screen share then, just so that I can see everybody in their full glory. Fantastic. So that's really good. Thank you for going through that demo. That's been really interesting. So
you're welcome.
If people want to get more information, where can they get more information on this technology?
Simply go to the PTI web pages, www.ptiusa.com, or give us a call.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I will put the link above the video so that people can get that information. And you guys are at also quite a few shows, aren't you? Because I know you're at Pack Expo, which is coming up. And there's a whole load of shows now that I think PTI are up. So I'll put the links for any shows that you're on above the video so people can get to see your lovely faces face to face rather than just on a video screen. So, gentlemen, I really appreciate you taking time to go through this. It's been really, really interesting. It's always great to see the technology in action because it makes it a lot easier to understand how these things work. So thank you very much, particularly you, Ed, for weathering literally the storm to get in to the office today, and you're, as always, for looking so handsome and debonair as you always do. So it's lovely to see you both. So viewers, I hope you found that useful. If you'd like to know more about not just CCI testing around blister packs, but also pre-filled syringes and other types of packaging, then please check out the PTI website. It's got loads of information on the different types of technologies available out there and how you can carry out the testings, effectively. So check their links out as well. So all I was going to say is, gentlemen, thank you very much for talking to me. It's lovely to see you again. I hope you stay safe and well. And viewers, as always, until next time, stay safe and well. Bye-bye.